Some of the largest corporations in the U.S. say the same-sex marriage bans in states like Oklahoma forces those companies to go against their values and differentiate their employees. A friend of the court brief was filed with the Federal Appeals Court hearing same-sex marriage cases from Oklahoma and Utah. 46 companies and business groups say they are ultimately hurt by the laws they consider discriminatory. Joining us now from Washington with more on this filing is Chris Castile. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, Dave. Thanks.
Well, thank you for your time today. Let's dive into this. Who are some of the companies that filed the brief?
A lot of really big tech companies. I guess some of the biggest companies in the world, maybe Google, Facebook, Intel, Oracle, eBay, Overstock.com, and then a big drug company, Pfizer, Starbucks, and then kind of some scattered little groups too, little businesses. I think there's a brewery in Colorado, a dentist in these states that comprise the 10th Circuit, where the same-sex marriage case is being heard.
We're chatting with Chris Castile from Washington via Skype, and let's talk about that brief, Chris. What were some of the grievances outlined in the brief?
Well, basically what they're saying is if you're in a state that bans same-sex marriage, then you've created some administrative burdens for couples there, for the companies dealing with employees, couples there, in terms of employee benefits and the like. But they're also saying that, if we're going to be based in a state, that has this ban that we consider discriminatory, that's the company's saying, then we may have trouble attracting the kind of people we want to work at our companies because they won't want to live in these states. So, essentially they're making the argument that overall it's bad for our business to operate in these states where same-sex marriage is banned, because they also contend that even in the states where the couples that want to get married but can't get married stay, that their morale is not as good, and that if you have a situation where you're discriminating against people that they're not fulfilled, they're not going to be as happy at work.
And moving forward, will a filing like this have a big impact?
And, not this one, Dave. And that's not to say that friend of the court briefs and cases don't have an impact. I think judges, justices look at a lot of them because they're interested in some of the outside attorneys' opinions about how they should approach a case. But this one, this case really does turn on some pretty precise, legal issues. And this brief filed by these businesses was more kind of a statement of, a business posture rather than the 14th Amendment issues at stake in these cases from Oklahoma and Utah on same-sex marriage.
He's Chris Castile, ladies and gentlemen. There's a couple minutes of good analysis. Chris, thanks you for your time today.
Glad to do it, Dave.
All right, more coverage from Chris can be found in upcoming editions of The Oklahoman and on our website at newsok.com.